Everyone, I'm Chris from Tire Supply Network, and I have the pleasure of being here today with Dan, the president of Counteract. Dan, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, Chris, it's my pleasure, and thank you for having me.
For the uninitiated, Counteract is a premium balancing bead. When you use a premium balancing bead, you can expect great benefits such as increased fuel economy, increased tire life, and overall just a better ride. So let's get into it. I think for the most part, we can say that all balancing bead users are going to see some sort of increase in fuel economy, but Counteract has certified proof of that. Dan, can you explain further?
Yeah, absolutely. We're quite proud of our test results. Today, we were the only method of balancing that's actually shown an improvement on fuel economy. We did this by industry standard testing, the TMC Type 2 fuel test. We did run two tests, and we showed a 2.2% in fuel economy. That might not sound like much, but for these large fleets, it's a lot of money in savings a year.
Money, money, money.
I think we can also say that balancing bead users can expect an increase in tire life. Now, Dan, what can Counteract users expect, and how does Counteract achieve it?
Absolutely. The extension in tire life is rather impressive. On average, we see an increase by 50% on tire life in the steer position, 35 for the drive tires, and then 33 for the trailers. How that is achieved is just we know what materials have to go inside that tire and everything matters. So the materials used, the size, the quantity, everything adds up to just create a perfect balance in that tire, which naturally extends the tire life.
I'm sure most of us are aware of the throw-in bag method, but Dan, can you walk us through the other installation methods?
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially at this stage, when you found exactly how much counteract you need for your tire, you purchase the bag. When you open up the bag, you'll have the throw-in bag. This bag is designed to break inside the tire after a few rotations. You have a valve core, a valve cap, and then a flow-through cap as well. That is by far the easiest method, but we also have our injection pump. This injection pump is incredibly handy. Essentially what you do, you hook it up to an air compressor, remove the valve core, let the air out of the tire, put the beads in this little cavity right here, and you can shoot the beads right through the valve stem. It only takes a few seconds. You can balance the tires without even removing them from the vehicle.
To wrap things up, I want to know why I would choose Counteract dynamic balancing beads over your regular traditional wheel weights.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely some differences. First of all, from a mechanic standpoint, they're much quicker and easier to install. There's a lot of time saving in the shop by balancing with counteract balancing beads. Second of all, they're also readjusting. So these beads inside the tire, they'll always be balanced. They're always readjusting with any new vibration. And lastly, they balance the whole rotating axle end, not just the tire and wheel like traditional wheel weights do.
If you guys didn't notice what was behind me, it's a pallet of Counteract. We have pallets of Counteract balancing beads because we are a proud stocking distributor. That means there's no drop shipping, and because there's no drop shipping, we have 2-day shipping on all Counteract products. Dan, thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else we need to include?
Yeah, Chris, honestly, thank you for having me. Really happy with our partnership and working with our supply network. Happy to be on the West Coast and looking forward to what comes.